So, good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us today. Beautiful evening. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thanks so much for being here. Um, it's been a long time. It's been a long time without you, my friend. But thank you very much for being here. So, we've been away for a bit. Um, okay, on your karaoke, be about so. But I'm glad we're back, and I want to thank you very much, particularly to those who reached out to me. Thank you very much for reaching out. Um, Got some technical issues, led to some funny things, but we're here now, and that's what counts. And I apologize also for a while trying to. We had some issues because we changed some devices, so connection and back on there. That's why it took us a while to eventually get on, and that's to the gentleman who asked when is the show getting started. It is getting started now. Mickey Yashi, thank you so much. Or Mickey Ashi, and your fair Ejumare. Let me thank every single person who wrote earlier. I'm just going to mention some of you. Omokende, Bonfire Studios, Ole Comrade, Shea West, Akiomaki, FFT, Bumblebee, John Glades, every single person. Thank you so much for the messages. I saw the messages earlier, so thank you so much. All right. God bless you. And to everyone here who has been helping to part up and like live at 49 points. Okay, let me clap for thank you earlier. All right, now I want to thank you very much for part up. So we're at 49.3k. It's now 49.4k likes, and it's because of people like you who are supporting the live by liking and sharing. So we have 1805. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. So we have people who have been part tapping, people like Koboko, like Ibojinodu, SHC Sao. I've not seen this account before, but I really appreciate you liking the live. Um, a lot of people have been part tapping. I really want to appreciate you. Thank you so, so much. All right. Thank you so much. Glad to be back. All right. So those who have been liking the live, sharing the live, thank you very much for your support. Please keep liking the live. Please keep sharing. And also, if you're on TikTok, kindly click on the heart icon above me right here. This one. Yeah, click on it. Join the team. Let's try and push the live together to the FYP. All right. It helps a lot when we do this kind of thing on TikTok. So please support by liking the live. To those on YouTube and on Facebook, we're glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining us today. Please like the live and also share. Okay, and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. If you're on TikTok, please subscribe as well. These things help the live and helps the channel a lot. All right. So, Otojo Meta Tarira Agbeyin. And again, I want to appreciate those who have reached out, those who said everyone wanted to know what's up. That time they were just trying to sort some things, trying to make the sessions better. We're still working on some things, uh, but at least now we can have our session. Otumba Shaolu on YouTube, thank you very much. Good afternoon, good evening, sir. So thank you so much. So a lot has happened since we last met, and the primary thing, of course, is the governorship of Osun State, which interestingly happens to be my state of origin. And we had some conversations before the election, right? And I mean, personally, I think I said the other day I was indifferent about the election, and the reason, of course, perhaps because I don't live in Ocean, but not even just that. I think the primary reason I was indifferent is that I didn't see any manifesto from both parties. And the leading parties, of course, there are many parties. You had ADC and so on and so forth, but the leading parties, like APC and Accord, I heard a lot of the supporters going online saying, "Oh, they're doing this, they have these plans and all those things." But I can't say that I know. Sorry, please. Sorry, guys. Okay. I can't say that I know the exact plan that each of the or either of the candidates had. They were just, I mean, all over the place. The conversation went more into there's personality attacks, and there was also criticisms and also conversations about money. Okay, we've this election we're going to win because we spent so much money. We've done this, we've done that, and then during the election, and this is not about one party doing to another party. All of them, almost because videos are coming from all sides. Okay, you see somebody, you saw. I don't know if you saw the videos or even heard the audio of politicians threatening people. Then people also go into the polling unit to ask, who did you vote for? Then to party dìbò for you by phone, by combine. I just didn't think that's how things should go. I think if there's anything I was really against in the entire election, at least before the election, it was Davido's call to America. I thought that was ridiculously naive. There are stronger words I could use, but let's just stop with naive, right? Because how does a grown man, you know, call not on the president of his country, but on the president of a foreign country to come help to ensure that his local election, not even the presidential election, or the local election, goes well. So he has to call on the president. I thought that was dumb. It doesn't mean the guy is dumb, but that particular action is dumb. A very stupid thing to do. All right. And then somebody says, "Oh, well, you're calling on the president of America to do something." I'm like, I'm a dual citizen. Like who? Ha! It's well, oh. It's well, oh. People are, people are not as people need help. All of us need help. Let me just put it that because conversations like this, there are things I could say, but I'm the one hosting, so let's just keep it. I mean, even if I'm not hosting, I'd like to be respectful. I just don't like the idea that you could be that old, you could be a father, and in your mind, if you want to get certain things done, you don't understand the way nations work. You don't understand the concept of sovereignty. All right, you don't understand that things don't have to go your own way. And then the other part, of course, which also irked me, was when it was alluding to the fact that there were other people living in Australia State apart from Yoruba people. That's just stupid. That's not dumb. That's stupid. Nobody Yoruba people they live for here. If Igbo people for Osun State raise your hand or whatever rubbish you were saying, that's also stupid. So those two things, I thought like you can't be serious and be doing this. You're saying America come and help your governorship election, and you're asking that because you want your uncle to win, which is fair. I mean, and by the way, I should also mention that I like the fact that the family banded together to ensure that um, whether I won or lost, I just like the fact that the family was together. That's what I like about that family. They go all out for each other and they support each other. That's beautiful. But there's a way you do things that just makes people feel like you don't know what you're doing. When you're saying things like there are other ethnicities in Osun State, that's a very stupid thing to say. Because I could go to Kano and say there are other ethnicities in Kano, Yoruba people, Shewa. That would be stupid. Or Igbo Kwenu in Kano. That's nonsensically stupid. Because it's a given. And if you want to use ethnicities to be the basis of your support, then maybe you should go to to the region of the people you are trying to pump up or prop up rather in Yoruba land. That would make more sense. And of course, I was also talking to the governor of Imo State. My wife is from Imo. And so what? All those nonsense are just because a lot of young people are sharing things. I'm like, King brother, people going back, and that's why I wonder if these are the kind of people that young people should be looking up to. Popularity doesn't bring smarts anyway, but that doesn't mean it's not smart. It just means as far as politics is concerned, cultural identity is not smart. It just means as far as politics is concerned, cultural identity is. I like the family. I like the fact that they're always prostrating to each other, the cultural part of it. But you, culture is not just about the greeting; it's a world view, right? It's an outlook. It's an outlook. It's beyond. Yorùbá pé ìdọ̀bálẹ̀ ò ń ṣe wà. Yorùbá pé o You're back, you are prostrating, but you are saying you are essentially selling your family selling the people on a platter because you want to favor your family. Makes no sense. Having said that, I personally I had no axe to grind in that election because I don't in Mokotonshi, but it appeared that people liked the governor of Osun State, Governor Ademola. I mean, I had issues with the fact that, I mean, according to reports, he concentrated a lot of development in his town. And it's very about 80% of what you're doing across the state in your town. Doesn't make sense. But I think the bit he did for other towns maybe made them, I mean, the fact that he did it, especially when they had not seen anything like that in a while, half a bread is better than none. Up, depending on how you want to look at it. Anyway, the point is they saw something from him. Therefore, they supported him. And you see, when you come out of a place where you know about after there was time in Osun State they were paying half salary. From half salary they got half salary, so they started calling the governor about Fusa. If you come from that kind of situation where your governor was paying half of your monthly salary, and then you move to the other person, and then all of those things, and then you eventually now got Ademola Adeleke, who, and he was very lucky. He was very lucky. By the time he became governor, to governors across the country, there was more money available. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, you don't hear about any governor not paying salaries in Nigeria. It's because of the increase in FAC from the presidency, from the federal government. And people don't usually talk about it. Just you hear things like our governor is paying something, our governor is building something, our governor is not collecting loans, but we hate Tinubu. The reason your governor is not collecting loans, the reason your governor is able to pay salaries and do the basic things, you may see those things as basics, as the basics. But 5 years ago, 8 years ago, they could not move the way they are moving right now. The reason they're able to move like that way is because of the person you love to eat, Tinubu. Because of the fact that they've been able to free up money so that you can now have more money allocated to the state government. Anyway, all of that to say that it appears that a lot of people in Osun State likes the 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 incumbent who is also going to come back for a second time, thankfully. Well, thankfully for him, because I like to rejoice with those who rejoice. Maybe that also leads me to the fact that I love the way that thing played out because you had APC people congratulating the governor. I also had the governor, talking about what he's going to do, for Ashwaju. Interestingly, I read the report. I'm not going to go deep into it because it's going to take us out of the topic, but maybe just a bit of it. That prior to the election, Ashwaju had put together a team to check out the to study the terrain in Osun State and provide a report about whether APC should field a candidate or if they should adopt Ademola Deleke. And that the report state that, made them realize that he was very popular in Osun State. And so Tinubu was ready to welcome him into the APC fold. However, certain people within the party were like, no, they didn't want him. I just have a question for those people. How far now? Anyway, Charlie didn't want him to join, and they got him out of APC eventually, and then he went to join Accord. And when it was time to run, they already knew it, and they gave the report to the APC folks in Osun State as well that, listen, this guy is very popular, the people like him. If he wants to join our party, let him join, and then we can always work together with him. It's not going to cost so much because he's already governor. He's going to be able to take care of whatever he has to do. Anyway, they said no. And the guy ran on Accord and he won. Because again, his popularity is still intact, regardless of the other things. And by the way, you always have something to say against him, just like you can say anything against me or against yourself or against anybody. However, if people find something better in you than what they found in other people, most likely they're going to stay committed to you. I think that's what played out in Osun State. Anyway, it's also quite interesting that despite the fact that he's not in APC, he's also committed to working for the presidency. But we won't get for the president's second term bid. But we'll talk about that later. First, I'm sure you must have heard this, by the way. This is a couple of days since the election. So we're going to do as if you have not heard it. So if you are even if you're not surprised, just say wow. But before I go, let me just play. Let me just tell you what we're going to discuss today. Just a few things, just three topics actually. Primary topic is Osun State. So on YouTube, you see Davido's uncle remains the governor of Osun State. Doris wants to be governor of Abia State, and then you have Brymo on Ibos. Those are the three things we're going to discuss very quickly. Okay, but let's start with Davido's uncle, who remains the governor of Osun State. Take a listen to the man.
How do you repay that thank you? I will repay that thank you back to making sure that I have a vision. My vision is to make sure Osun State move from civil service state to industrial state and make sure all goes across Osun State. I mean, development is on. I love you, Osun State. I love you. I love you. Thank you. What are you doing? Extending the olive branch? Yes, this is no victor, no vanquished. I want them to come over.
What do you mean no victor, no vanquished? You are literally the governor. You are the victor now. Just enjoy your victory. Let's go on.
I'm expecting Oyebanji to even pick as a single person to call me and congratulate me. And of course, I want to seize this opportunity to thank Mr. President. Mr. President has called me and he has congratulated me. And thank you, Mr. President, for making sure democracy lives on because you fought for it. Mr. President. Did you ever fear? Did you ever explain the fear at any time that this victory will not come very soon? You know, I have answer to that. Who never fails? I have a God who never fails. I have a God who never fails. Who never fails. Jesus never fails. Forever.
Sorry about that. That was not too loud. I have to reduce the volume. Anyway, so that was Governor Ademola Deleke after he won. Thank you. After he won the election, of course, very excited, and I'm very happy for him. I just hope that whoever the governor is, will do right by the people of the state. Um, but there's something he said about working with the president, which I'm going to play later. No, I'm okay. Let me just play it now. So, of course, he's in our court party. The president is of APC, and they're not the same party essentially. But he's still committed to working for the president's second term. Take a listen to Governor Ademola Deleke of Osun State. This was an interview with Sean Kimbaloyi on Sunday Politics. Take a listen, please.
We have to Osun State first. Yeah, Osun State first. There is a particular strong message in your speech earlier today when you talked about the support for President Bola Tinubu. Is your support for him simply personal and political, or was there an understanding connected in any way to this governorship contest? Was there any kind of agreement reached? Because Festus Keyamo was saying agreement is agreement. Did you reach any agreement? No, I never reached agreement with Mr. President. No. So your support is just my support is just based on he's a Yoruba man and is from the southwest, and I believe that all the federal rules that he has started. I want to encourage him, not to forget, Southwest too, because, all our federal road links to other regions, So, and I feel like, well, since the Yoruba man has won the first time, maybe we should give him another chance to develop his reform. So you go all out for President Tinubu in 2027? Big time, I will. Will you be able to work with the Oyebamijis, the Oyetolas, because they are in the APC? Well, as long as I'm doing it for Mr. President. So I won't mind, I will work with them. And of course, whatever the Mr. President, when it's time for him to campaign and all that, or whatever, how he wants me to come in, and I will do it. See, a lot of people, I don't play games. When I say, they don't call me, talk and do for nothing. A lot of people feel like it's because of politics, maybe I want him to support me. No, it is my work that people look on for them to support me. So you let.
You know the funny thing about this whole thing for me? Just before the election, the APC had a mega rally, like just before the election, a campaign, of course, in Osun State. And the Accord folks went to the rally. The national chairman of Accord Party was there with APC folks to endorse Ambo for governorship. And then the Accord candidate, who was not supported by his party, wins. Okay, Ambo, by the way, is of the APC, is of the APC. The Accord person then wins and is now supporting the president, who is an APC person. I don't know if you saw that video. Let me just play a bit of it for you so you have an idea what I'm talking about. Take a listen, please. This one.
Chairman of Accord, is he here? Oh, sorry. Because I understand that the Accord Party has thrown in the towel and therefore is supporting the APC on Saturday and supporting Ambo. And so the chairman of Accord is here. Let me tell him to greet you so that you know that you don't have any opposition. Yeah, say hello to the people. Ambo! APC! As the national chairman of Accord Party, as the national chairman of Accord Party, today, and my working committee, they are all here. We have stepped down our support for Ademola, our support for Ambo. Come on Saturday, all Accord members in Osun State should go to the polling unit and vote for Ambo. Vote for Ambo. Vote for Ambo.
You know, this for me, I think is the interesting thing about Nigeria's politics, which is why I always tell people, and I'll say it again, when you discuss Nigerian politics, just discuss it as it is. Don't be doing any kini concern climb. We do that a lot in this country, and I guess it's because so when they were creating a system for us, they should have looked at us and say, okay, these people, we are Nigerians. Kiloma work for 1 second. Like, look at the people, look at their culture, look at where we are, and then create a system that actually works with who we are, rather than importing ones who it was parliamentarian, because of a parliamentary system in the Westminster model, and then in '79 it became presidential with America. We're just copying things. And I'll tell you what I'm saying that. We always say this thing about, oh, in Cline, if you go to America, this is how it's done. Do you think what happened in the video you're playing right now would have happened in the US? And I want to say something. The US is not even the standard. because also make the mistake of assuming that this is actually what we have to work towards. They also have their own issues. And the US is not doing what they did in Greece, in Athens. That's not what they're doing in the US. Everybody adapts the ideology or the idea of the system to their own reality. We have to do the same. The point I'm trying to make is this. Imagine the National Party of Accord, right? And you have the governor of the state, who is Accordo, that wants to now come back to become, for a second term. National Party chairman then goes to support his opponent. The opponent is APC, right? APC loses. The Accord governor won without the support of his National Party and National Working Committee. Sorry, National Party chairman and National Working Committee. He wins without their support. After winning, he then declares support for the president who is of APC. You won't find that elsewhere. So you have, if you want to play in that kind of space, you better understand what they are doing and just play with them based on how they are playing. Now I want to play you something from Babajide Otitoloju, who did a fantastic analysis of what happened in Osun State. And then from there, we'll play a few more things. Take a listen to, I like Babajide, by the way, PK, because he's a fantastic journalist and he knows his onions. Take a listen to him, please.
Yes. The big losers in this election. One, the Minister of Blue Economy, Oyetola gave the impression that he could defeat this fellow. That's Ademola Jackson. But Oyetola could not deliver. The same way he couldn't deliver in 2022. He couldn't deliver. This time around, Adeleke won with an even wider margin. So you cannot say that Oyetola had become more popular than 2022. No. Adeleke proved that beyond a shadow of a doubt. So Oyetola is, in my view, the biggest loser in this election, because as a former governor in the party, is the leader of the party. He took the big decisions, and it is believed that it is because of him that Adeleke is not in APC today. And the president was not happy, but he just had to allow them to have their way. He was not going to force him on the party. That's that.
I hope they don't repeat this mistake. Whatever happens, the president is smarter than this. He knows what they call. We talk about a lot SWOT analysis. He knows his SWOT. He knows his SWOT a lot, and I think he plays based on that. I don't know. The other guys don't care, and they keep losing. Maybe they should do it in such a way that you can't fail over and over again and still be expected to see, to determine who becomes a member of the party in Osun State or elsewhere. Maybe that will help. A few more clips. I'm going to revisit that stuff where he talked about supporting Tinubu. I'm going to revisit that later. But this one I'd like to play very quickly. Was free and fair. People make it sound as though it's free and fair when the ruling party loses. Doesn't make sense to me. If they win, it's because they don't say mago. But if the party loses, then it's free and fair. But I believe it was free and fair regardless. Take a listen to Ademola.
5-point agenda. At this point, I must deeply appreciate Mr. President, His Excellency, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for his strong support for a free and fair election. Mr. President is a son of Osun State, and I hereby reaffirm my earlier endorsement of him for a second term in the 2027 presidential election.
So that was when it first stated that they will be supporting the president. I'm going to play the other clip I played earlier. But before that, I'd like to play you something from Dele Momodu. Hmm, I'm sorry I laughed. You know what? For context, let me play you something for Bolaji Abdullahi first before I play you the stuff from Chief Dele Momodu. And I'll tell you why I chuckled. The ADC did not get up to 20,000 votes in the Osun State election. And Chief Dele Momodu is a member of ADC. The funny thing about ADC is that they worked against their own candidate. ADC folks too. Accord worked with Accord. This is Nigerian politics. Accord people worked with APC to defeat the governor. ADC worked against Accord to defeat their own candidate as well. You know, let me play you something from Abia. Someone says they got less than 12,000. Thank you very much. I'll play you something from Bolaji Abdullahi, then we'll listen to Chief Dele Momodu. Take a listen, please. By the way, Bolaji Abdullahi is the ADC spokesperson. Take a listen.
This month, if I beg to use that word, performance of your party, the African Democratic Congress, ADC, you came out with barely 17,000 votes. What really happened?
17,000.
Because before we thought the election would be a tripod, three-horse race, but it ended up being a linear, APC and Accord Party. Where was your party then?
Like I told you, we saw the possibility of collaboration. We saw the possibility earlier enough that if we decided to go full throttle with the possibility that the opposition would divide the votes and the APC would take the victory was there. And that was why we saw the opportunity to work together, and that's what happened. I mean, anyone who is familiar with what happened in Osun, we know the role that ADC played as what our members did in supporting the. So for us, it's not, and that is why we can confidently celebrate what's going on in Osun, because for us, victory means that APC was defeated. So we don't see the fact that our governorship candidate did not emerge as an indication of defeat or failure. For the failure, the defeat of the APC was a real victory of, and the leadership, there is consensus. The leadership of the APC is very unanimous on this, right from the word go. So it's not a problem at all.
Let's get it in clear terms. Is it that you ask your, supporters to vote for Accord Party?
We cooperated with the Accord Party.
Cooperation directive, a bit problematic, because you got 17,000. Many felt that maybe it was payback time for the national secretary of your political party, the former governor, who...
Talking about Ralph Aregbesola. So here's the funny thing about what he said.
Nigerians
They went to Osun State, they campaigned, they danced, they tried to convince people to vote for their candidate. So I'm wondering at what point, I mean, of course, at what point they began to video Ralph Aregbesola and Dino Melaye in Osun a few days ago campaigning for this same person that they now claim to have worked against in favor of the incumbent governor of Osun State. It's quite interesting how that played out. Um, anyway, having listened to that, I don't know if it's enough to say that the defeat of APC is the success of ADC, because that's what he's alluding to. The fact that APC did not win Osun State is a victory that ADC wanted. I don't know if that is enough, but again, I'm not a supporter So I don't know if that's just going to get them anything in the new government. Maybe they've negotiated some things. Who knows? So at this point, I'll play you something from uh, the chairman of Ovation magazine, Chief Dele Momodu. Take a listen, please.
You made an even more provocative argument. You said, quote, this is not Adeleke versus APC. It is Adeleke versus President Tinubu. Well, Adeleke has won now. By your own definition, are you therefore saying that President Bola Tinubu personally lost the Osun election? Without any doubt whatsoever, he lost. Wait, who was Oyebanji in the scheme of things? Who was Oyetola in the scheme of things? They were all name droppers, name dropping, Tinubu everywhere. That is why a man who said on full camera that they should kill fellow citizens who walk in and walk out of a police station as if all was well. So, and the reason I will tell you is the fear of January 2027. They are afraid that Osun election will send a wrong signal to the electorates across Nigeria. And it has already done that. Even in Osun today now, people are saying whether the governor supports Tinubu or not, based on merit. I'm happy and we must also give kudos to social media. The young ones, what Davido did with social media, making sure that they were aware he was updating them regularly. I think that also changed the day. Otherwise, till midnight, at a stage they stopped counting the votes and they were going to do their abracadabra as usual. And I also give kudos to the women of Osun and the way. But do you have any evidence to the fact?
Evidence, well, it's not by evidence. People just say whatever they want to say. The good thing, of course, is that the governor is not thinking in this direction of being an opposition. I don't know why. I don't know why Chief Momodu is more particular about being opposition in Ocean State than their crime more than the bereaved. But here's the governor once again on why he's going to be supporting the president. Take a listen, please. This one?
You say first.
Okay, this one first.
Yeah, what you say first. Let me, there is a particular strong message in your speech earlier today when you talked about your support for President Bola Tinubu. Is your support for him simply personal and political, or was there an understanding connected in any way to this governorship contest? Was there any kind of agreement reached? Because Festus Keyamo was saying agreement is agreement. Did you reach any agreement? No, I never reached agreement with Mr. President. No. So your support is just my support is just based on he's a Yoruba man and he's from the southwest, and I believe that all the federal rules that he has started, I want to encourage him. Not
Sorry, there was I've played that one before, Abi. I'll still talk about it, but only got more fair play now, maybe no. I'll call boy and I'll boy it on I go to Yoruba because that Yoruba matter I think has gotten a lot of people to begin to say kind of rubbish about him, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Take a listen to this part where it says the president is like a father to him.
in some artistic way. If I play music that you love today, will you be able to tell the Nigerians or Nigerians and the world how you feel tonight? You got it. I'll play your music. Do it. I'll play your music. All right now. And we'll see how you feel. I'll do it. I'll be on the phone. Calling you tonight.
Oh, the dance is not what I want to see. Interview mo fẹ́ gbọ́. Ń bọ̀. Okay. No. Sorry, I just did this video. I beg. They're just dancing. The man dances a lot, Sha. I mean, I think it's good that he has his hobby. All right, the one that I really want to talk about, the Kasarek Bokava, the lost in Interface Loni. Or not, I'm playing Lekon, Ẹkáàbọ, Ẹṣé Hotel, Nífẹ̀wá. Take a listen, please.
In your speech earlier today, when you talked about your support for President Bola Tinubu, is your support for him simply personal and political, or was there an understanding connected in any way to this governorship contest? Was there any kind of agreement reached? Because Festus Keyamo was the agreement is agreement. Did you reach any agreement? No, I never reached agreement with Mr. President. No. So your support is just all right. My support is just based on he's a Yoruba man and he's from the southwest, and I believe that all the federal rules that he has started, I want to encourage him, not to forget, southwest too, because all our federal rules linked to other regions.
So that statement he made, I mean, I wouldn't say that way, but that's how he chose to say it. He's supporting the president because he's Yoruba man, he's from the southwest, and so on and so forth. I mean, politically, that would probably be something around the idea of north-south divide. And since he has spent 4 years, maybe that's how I would have said it, but it's not me. He has spent 4 years, he should finish. But here's the point: people are attacking him for saying that he's going to support the Yoruba man. The people who insulted every other person, that insulted it, some people even insulted me. Can you imagine? I don't even. So one clown. I want to mention this particular one. There's a particular clown who went on YouTube and said, insulted me first. I don't want to say what he said because he must be talking about his father. And I'm not going to say it about myself. So he said the nonsense. Then he said that APC, I'm sorry, Adeleke has won in Osun State. And then he said the other nonsense that he wanted to say. But here's the point. They supported Adeleke. Listen to this, so they supported Adeleke primarily because his mother was Igbo. They said it. He also did one advert that he was speaking Igbo. Let me tell you something. I don't like politics based on ethnicity, personally. But you cannot play that game and expect other people not to play it or have a problem with the fact that they are playing it unless you are dumb or you are particularly stupid, which is what is wrong with many of these people. You're supporting Peter Obi because he's Igbo. Almost 90% of the entire region, of the entire Southwest, voted for Peter Obi, and the primary reason was because it was an incompetent governor. At least from their own messaging, when he was governor, they were just insulting him every day. They didn't like him. They talked about the work he was doing, how shoddy the contracts were. Apart from the beer factory, there's very little that you can actually point at that Peter Obi did. Right? But because he's your brother, you supported him. We've listened to videos here, with audio, we can only hear. We've also watched videos where people said, they voted him because he was their brother. Do I have a problem with that? No. It's their choice. But the fact that he is saying that he's supporting Tinubu because he's Yoruba is now getting you angry, and you really think you are sane. You are insane, no. Like, this is insanity. If it is good for the goose, it's got to be good for the gander. You can't say that. You can't say that, because you're Yoruba. Meanwhile, you are supporting your own P2B because it's Igbo. If you ask me, what am I supporting P2B? I'll be sorry. What am I supporting Tinubu? I'm talking about policy. I'll be talking about things I've seen him do. I'll be talking about structure and infrastructure and things like that. I'm looking at his ideas. I'm looking at even his base of negotiation before he became president, restructuring, devolution of powers, true federalism. All those things are the reasons why I like Tinubu, because he's committed to those things. That's me. I'm not everybody. If anybody comes and says he likes Tinubu just because of his cap and the logo, Oh boy, go and vote for him. But these clowns who support a particular support Peter Obi because he's Igbo, who are now saying that every other person is supporting Kinikon because he's Yoruba is wrong. You're not very smart though. You're kind of stupid. So let's make it very clear. While I may not say it the way he said it, I don't have any problem with what. If you are saying about Igbo people too, I won't have a problem with it. See, I've played videos here before. See, my brother, P2B, my brother. Is their right? See, that's the thing. You've got to be consistent. It's your right. You can vote for a person because he's short, because he's tall, he's fat, he's slim, he has white teeth, or he has brown, whichever one. You know, he wears native, he wears suit, whatever. Democracy is a very funny idea. Really think about it. Earlier today, I was having a conversation with a professor. We're talking about democracy in Athens. The fact that even way back in Athens, you had, I mean, for most Greek city-states, you had more slaves than citizens. So slaves could not vote. Of the citizens, God save, it's not everybody that could vote. If you read Aristotle, which I did when I was studying political philosophy in Ife, Aristotle, the only idea of democracy they're talking about was for men. No, women were not included. Though. Women could not vote in Greece or Athens. Women were not voting. The point is, those men that were voting, the assumption, even he did not like the idea of democracy. He critiqued it. The men could vote for anything, just for popularity's sake. They could just look at you and say, oh boy, they just vote for you. You may not give them a whole for the next 4 years, but they'll just vote for you. That's how democracy it's. Let me say it this way. If you have a citizenry that is ignorant, democracy can be a very terrible system of government, which is what the West did not even think about when they were exporting this idea all over the place. And I like the way Lee Kuan Yew discussed it. For democracy to thrive, you've got to have an educated. Interestingly, Papa, I will also say the same thing. For democracy to work, you've got to have an educated populace, or else anybody can vote for anybody for any reason. That's the reality, and that's what we have right now. So here's the point: if you can vote for Peter Obi because he's Igbo, and you're lying with your competence nonsense, because we know he was not competent when he was governor. We know from what you even told us in 2012, 2013. So you can't lie. If you lie, go. I don't want to say what I want to say. It's not good. Anyway, the point is that you are voting for him because he's Igbo. And guess what? I say more grease to your elbow. You have that right. But you cannot tell other people not to vote for other people because they're Yoruba, because they're Fulani, or because they're Hausa. Everybody can do the same thing. Two can play the game. People should give themselves brain in this country. Okay, so all the best to the governor of Osun State. I really look forward to my state becoming a lot better. I mean, and of course, working also with the governors of the Southwest, other governors of the Southwest to make the region better. And then, of course, Nigeria also get better eventually. I like what he said earlier when he said that, the roads in the Southwest, so he's also looking beyond himself. How did you know that? Olumiwa, how did you know that? How did you know that was what I was about to say? But I can't utter such words. But you typed it, so maybe it's easier for you. I'm not even sure I can type it. But yeah, people need to be punished by God or law because the gaslighting it makes you feel like, who are you guys? Like you'll be doing something like this, or they'll tell you that you're wrong for doing the exact same that they're doing. They not put you on a pedestal. They put you on a like, see, we really expect so much from you. I mean, we really expect so much from you. How come you're talking like this? Rubbish. Anyway, let us go to another topic. This book can make you feel. For instance, before we even go to another topic, let's listen to Peter Obi, for instance. Peter Obi himself, take a listen to what he said, recently. Emagbo.
By the year 2030, the world will have shortage of nurses. Your goal, what you're reading here, you wouldn't know the impact of all the workers I've worked with. I've lost more by this telling me, oh, and they are living. They've got a job all over the world, and everyone. What they're doing here, not taking great job. You're really globally. Nigeria will not need you because we don't care.
Nobody cares in this country. The government doesn't care. The politicians don't care. It's only people who cares because they see the care. Anyway, the thing you may not hear it very well, so I'm just going to read part of what he said, and if we can, we will play a little story. In fact, let's listen to just a bit more, then I'll read the rest, and then I'll now show you the hypocrisy in the rubbish that he's doing. Thank you so much, Sidan, for the gift. Thank you. We're back. We're back online. Actually, we're online. Let's listen to Peter B and just hear the rest of this.
Yes, like what I'm saying. You see over nearly 1,000 people who have kidney problems. Everyone is asking them. And when you politicians are busy jumping up and down, wasting the resources of the country, using it to build houses, using it to buy houses all over the world, doing things we don't need. As if God created only us. Nobody comes.
I read you what he says. It says, yesterday I was at Park Lane Hospital in Enugu, where I saw nearly 1,000 people battling kidney problems. Nobody seems to care about them, but we politicians are busy wasting our resources, using public funds to buy houses all over the world and doing things we don't need, as if God created only us. We have less than 10% of the kidney machines in Nigeria. This is something Nigeria can easily afford, but we have money to waste. When you listen to that, you say, he's making sense. No. 1,000 people are battling kidney problems. Okay, let's start with the one that is easy to let's start from Ibipelebe. Do we have enough dialysis machines in Nigeria? No, we don't. Do we need more? Of course we do. I'm going to read a report from the president on dialysis very soon. I know, for instance, that Redeem, for instance, Pastor Adebola, the one everybody's always insulting, particularly people from the south, is that same Pastor Adebola. Let me read you the news. Give me a second. Now I'll tell you what Tinubu has also done before I tell you the hypocrisy and what Peter B is doing. Umbo. Just a second, please. Okay, let me just play. I'll play the rest and I'll read that stuff for you. Umbo.
Nobody cares about them. And that's what we're seeing in our country. We ask them, we have less than 10% of required kidney center of deep dialysis patients. Something that has cost Nigeria can easily afford. But we have money to build mansions where government officials live.
All right. So he says here that people, he saw nearly 1,000 people battling kidney problems. Nobody seems to care about them. Politicians are busy wasting resources, using public funds to buy houses all over the world. Nigeria has less than 10% kidney machines and all of those things. Let me just quickly read to you what Pastor Adebola did, and I'll tell you what the president has done or is doing. So, Pastor Adebola, and I mean, through the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, they have a CSR arm called His Love Foundation. What they've done is that they established numerous specialized dialysis centers and intensive care units across multiple states, across the entire country, right? Geopolitical zones, right? So you have in UCH in Ibadan, in Lassos UCH, by the way, is the University College Hospital in Ibadan. There's Lagos University Teaching Hospital, LASUTH. There's Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University Teaching Hospital in Bauchi. Then there's Emmanuel General Hospital in Eket. There's Wesley Guild Hospital in Ilesha. All right, that's what the Redeemed Christian Church of God and their founder, that's what they've done across the country. Okay, there's a report here. I'm just going to quickly read before we go on to other things. Just stay with me for a second. I'm going somewhere with this. This is from sellerfreak.com. The senior pastor of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Enoch Adeboye, revealed RCCG has spent close to 61 billion naira on intervention projects across the country. The general overseer disclosed this The general overseer disclosed this while at the inauguration of the Enoch and Folu Adeboye Dialysis Center at Emmanuel General Hospital in Eket local government area of Akwa Ibom on Monday. Adeboye said, and I quote, "We have spent over 61 billion naira on intervention projects in Nigeria." He also revealed that close to 154 million people have benefited from the various interventions the past 5 years, and that just RCCG alone, RCCG has over 1,200 functioning dialysis machines in the health facilities across the country. The initial beneficiary states are Ogun, Lagos, Oyo, Ondo, Bauchi, Borno, Anambra, Enugu, Akwa Ibom, and Abuja. The dialysis center will be the 27th in the series of our specialized medical intervention, intensive care units, dialysis centers, cancer screening centers, primary health centers donated by the Love Foundation, he said. And then he says, today we are this was 2023, by the way. Today we are dedicating this dialysis center and decision to invest in the establishment of dialysis center all over the nation as part of the foundation's initiative for the needy. We have 48,000 operating dialysis centers all over the nation and present in 197 nations of the world. That's a church, an organization. I'm sure others are doing it, but I don't want to go into others yet, just because of time. Now, that's what you didn't see Adeboye going all over the place and saying things like, "Oh, we're just wasting money, nothing's happening." The church did that, and I think I want to begin to talk more about what the church does sometimes. Not because I'm a Christian, but because this nonsense that people say about the church is just saddening. A lot of us don't know what's happening. Oh, they're spending their money, Meanwhile, the Egbere does not contribute any offering. Anyway, we're going to get to that later. That's what RCG has done. Now, what is the government doing? Since he said all the politicians are doing nothing, people are just dying of kidney. In August 2025, this is from Punch newspaper. This happened August 2025. The federal government announced a major subsidy program targeting kidney dialysis services in federal government-owned hospitals. I'll read you the report and then we can move. This is the headline. Tinubu slashes kidney dialysis costs by 76% in federal hospitals. Someone says, and Baba Adeboye is not shouting about it. Hey, it's because of the injunction that we have as Christians. Don't let your left hand say what your right hand is doing. But at this point, maybe the church doesn't want the left hand to do, but we have to say it. So we also understand the fact that the church is actually useful and is very useful. You have Christ Embassy, for instance, sponsoring inner city schools across several states in Nigeria. No, they're not collecting any money from the children. No, they give them food, clothes, free education. Nobody talks about it. It's when they want to insult pastors that Ishan Mama did. But we'll make all of us understand that the church is doing well. Say, where's your offering? Where's your offering? And the person that's asking doesn't give anything. You can tell. It's like the spirit of Judas Iscariot. Let me talk about it before I read this Punch newspaper thing. You know Judas Iscariot, one day, somebody came to give Jesus money, came to bathe the feet of Jesus with very expensive perfume. Jesus said, I said, "Oh, why are they wasting this money on him? You can sell it and go and use the money to take care of the poor." The writer of that gospel wrote as a footnote that he did not say this because he loved the poor, but because he was a thief and he already used to steal money from Jesus' purse. Can you imagine somebody working with Jesus stealing money from his Lord and Savior? That's Judas. They don't give, they only steal. All the nonsense you hear on social media, they are just clowns. Let me tell you what from the president. So that's religion. Let's read political. Tinubu subsidizes kidney dialysis cost by 76% in federal hospitals. The federal government has subsidized the cost of kidney dialysis in federal hospitals across Nigeria, slashing the price of the procedure by 76%. The new policy, approved by President Bola Tinubu, reduces the price of a single dialysis session from an average of 50,000 naira to a subsidized rate of 12,000 naira. Now, that's what the president is doing. It was 50,000 naira. Now his session is 12,000 naira. Of course, prevention is better than cure, but let's talk about, because what he's talking about is actually the cure. So as far as dialysis centers are concerned, is the government doing enough? Maybe not enough. But are they doing something? Of course they are. Are there organizations like churches who are not over the place, just criticize everybody and moving around like a gbiri, complaining about everything and saying everybody is at fault? There are many churches, and Redeem is not the only one, by the way. I'm just using them because it's the only one I want to mention today. You have all these things going on, but you have a person whose idea of life is half empty. Oh, see what we should have been doing. Oh, our president is not doing that. We don't have the dialysis center. Build now. So you're a billionaire. Build for us. That's one on one hand. On the second hand, this is hypocrisy. I'll tell you why. We all know that one of the primary reasons, let me put it that way, of this whole dialysis or sort of these kidney problems that we have, because young people are having kidney problems today in Nigeria, is because of consumption of fake products, fake drinks, fake drugs. You have a person who wants to become president of Nigeria who will not even speak against that, who supported people who are selling fake stuff in Onitsha because NAFDAC closed it down and they made it about ethnicity. You will not speak. God rest the soul of Dr. Akinli. One day I'm going to do a session. I'm going to read our book. Yeah, we can't read everything, of course. Just read a bit of it to see what that woman did. Oftentimes to our own detriment in terms of safety, at the cost of our own safety. And she wasn't even trying to become president. Too. You have a person who's trying to become president who cannot even speak. Give us dialysis. I don't need it. I will never need it in Jesus' name. Those who need it will get it by God's grace. Help them. So let's even leave that one on one hand. You can't even speak against people selling fake products because you know it's from your ethnicity. Now that we crack down on people selling fake products, you guys will start talking like they are against an ethnic group. You know what? I'm going to play you a video from NAFDAC. Then I'll play you something. I'll read you something that Peter Obi said one time ago, just to see how funny these things can be. Because people be talking as if they are the ones that know the answer to Nigeria's problems. Oh, politicians are going to you are one of them. Take a listen to this report, please. This is from News Central, I think. Yes, take a listen.
Laboratory complex here in Osun, Lagos, the fight against drug proliferation in the Nigerian market is on. This is the warehouse where over 1.2 billion naira worth of goods have been intercepted. We're going in. Inside this warehouse, stocks of cartons contain goods that have
I play.
Contain goods that have.
Give me a second. This thing will play. I'm going to start the app all over again. We must hear this thing. Not be coming and be telling people as though you are trying to everybody is doing the wrong thing. You have the answer to the problem. Speak to the root cause. Prevention, they say, is better than cure, isn't it?
That laboratory complex here in Osun, Lagos, the fight against drug proliferation in the Nigerian market is on. This is the warehouse where over 1.2 billion naira worth of goods have been intercepted. We're going in. Inside this warehouse. Well, on opening the park, we saw something else. What is inside here is Malamal Forte tablet, supposed to be an anti-malaria medicine.
Dr. Martin said many have died due to consumption of fake malaria drugs, estimating the worth of goods intercepted to be 1.2 billion naira.
People will say they treat malaria is not working. Many people have died. How many people have died of malaria that can simply be treated, but because they are using fake medicines? The street value of this is 1,246,500,000. 1 billion, so we can just say 1.2 billion.
The suspect, now in custody, declined to comment when approached by News Central.
We just want to tell us a story. I have no story. Yes,
On the strides of NAFDAC's drug war, Director Enforcement noted recent efforts is in sync with President Bola Tinubu's agenda of safeguarding the health of every Nigerian. Many have lost their lives due to the consumption of substandard drugs and goods. With more rates like this, it is believed that there is hope for a healthier Nigeria. In Lagos, for News Central, Morno Balagugu.
What does this have to do with Peter B? Thank you for asking. I'll read a few things. Something that happened in 2007. I'll read another report. And then we now listen to what happened last year. In March 2007, Dora Queenly closed down the popular Bridgehead drug market in Onitsha, Anambra State, for 4 months after confiscating dizzying amounts of fake, counterfeit, expired, banned, and smuggled drugs worth over 6.5 billion naira from the market. She only reopened the market conditionally following reassurances from Peter B, then governor of Anambra State. Now, 1 second. I want you to listen to Peter B when he went to, what's the word now? Show solidarity with people who were selling fake products, fake drugs in Onitsha last year. I'll play good, this one. I want to see if I can get him to talk. These people, they are manufacturers of fake drugs, killing people, causing these kidney issues that Peter B is, lamenting about. Now, this person, in fact, I found another video because that one you can't really hear it very well. He's not saying much, but you can see him with the people, working with them, essentially supporting them, or let me just say standing in solidarity with them. Is that Ogu Bridgehead Market in Anambra there, where Peter B went. Again, this populist mindset, not a leader, just a populist, just trying to, an opportunistic kind of way of getting people to support whatever it is that you're doing. So went to the market and then spoke about how, the government needs to reopen the market because there are people there that did not do something. This video I want to play for you. How do I do it now? Because you're not going to hear it. Let me read you a report from Podium Reporters. That's the best way. So we can put everything Nishisha and Telly. I'll read you something from Podium Reporters. of what happened, what Peter Obi said when he went to meet NAFDAC officials in Onitsha. This was 17 February 2025. Headline: What are their offenses? Peter Obi faults NAFDAC for closing Onitsha market over fake drugs. Former governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi, has come under heavy criticisms by Nigerians for calling on the National Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, to reopen the market it had earlier sealed in Onitsha, Anambra State, following discovery of large amounts of fake, adulterated and expired drugs in the market by NAFDAC. This is different from the story of 2007, where Peter Obi gave Akwili reassurances after this place has been closed for 4 months. This is happening 18 years later at the same place. Peter Obi is now speaking up again to say, why did they close that place now? Maybe they reopen them. Stay with me. The popular Bridgehead market in Onitsha houses the popular Ogbo market, where traders and distributors sell all types of pharmaceutical products in wholesale. The market has been closed multiple times in the past for housing fake drug traders. During the reign of late Professor Dora Akwili from Anambra State, the Ogbo market was closed by NAFDAC despite strong resistance and pressure from many quarters. Following the latest closure of the Onitsha Head Bridge market, Mr. Peter Obi took to his X-handle to call for the reopening of the Onitsha Bridge Head market. In a statement which he titled "Closure of Head Bridge Market: A Call for Reconsideration of Position," Mr. Peter Obi said the entire Head Bridge market in Onitsha has been closed by regulatory and security agencies due to suspected trading in illegal drugs within one section of the market known as Ogbo. While one unequivocally condemns such illicit drug trading activities and urges the government to take all necessary measures to eradicate the sale of fake items, especially drugs, and legally prosecute the perpetrators for the health and safety of society, my concern and appeal are for the immediate reopening of neighboring markets that were also collaterally affected by the closure. So he says shutting down the other markets will affect other products that people are selling. And so he's appealing for reopening. Now, here's the issue. In fact, let me read some of the things here, so that I don't want to jump everything. It says, during my tenure as governor of Anambra State, we faced similar situations multiple times. Whenever we encountered public health threats, we addressed them collaboratively and methodically with the relevant agencies. In cases requiring market interventions, we work closely with regulatory authorities and security agencies, ensuring fairness and due process will be reviewed. The current strategy should be reconsidered to prevent undue hardship on traders, their families, and the state's economy. And around this point, he then went to the place and he was there with them. They were cheering him, Obi, Obi, Obi. Including the people that are selling the fake drugs, everybody was shouting, Obi, Obi, Obi. Of course, the way he's going to say things like, oh, it's not about this group, just open the other group or the other space. The question is this: what's the assurance that in those other spaces in that same market they don't have fake drugs being produced? I've not been to a Ogbo market, but I've been to area, and I know that you may have lines, but sometimes you also have people to share to other lanes, right? So you have concentration of certain things in certain parts of the market, but you also have people who produce things in other sections of the market where. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have tailoring line here. People here are just making clothes. Another place you have maybe drinks, right? It's possible to still see people making drinks in that tailoring. They will not be concentrated there, but they also be there. So closing the entire thing means that even if you want to produce another section of the market, you don't get to do that because the market itself is closed. As a person who really is concerned about the health of the people, should you not be thinking about the fact that if what they are producing in that place is destroying people's lives, let's see what we can do to actually eradicate it instead of putting it on the government every time. When, by the way, I should say this, there are records of this thing going as far back as the 1940s. I have a report from 1948. How many people were, if your dad was born in 1948, definitely you won't be a child. You'll be Agbalagba. But my dad was born earlier than that. And I'm not that Agbalagba. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. Think of 1948. This was even in Cameroon, where they were selling chalk as M&B. It's not... Should I find you that book? Do you mind? I'm going to find it for you. Let me see if I can. If I can't quickly get it, then I'm going to tell you what's in the book. It was one of the reasons they wanted to remove the Ibos from southern Cameroon in the 1940s. Fake drugs. Instead of you to have a meeting amongst your people and say this thing is wrong, let's stop doing this thing, you'll be making it look as if everybody is wrong. Someone said I've read this several times. Good. So people have already seen that's good. They were selling chalk for as M&B. They were selling hot tea as Sloan's ointment. The people in Cameroon were so angry. They were like, they're going to have to push these people out of their space. 1948. It's a culture. And I can assure you, there's no decade since then. They're going to have reports in different markets across the West, particularly southern part of Nigeria, of people saying these fake things, and the ethnicity is always consistent. The primary problem that Akwili had was with Igbo people. So the question is this: if you are a voice amongst your people, should you not be looking for ways to ensure that they find a way to move beyond this criminal behavior? People are dying. You see swollen legs. How old? 25. Kidney is not functioning properly again. Why did Dike Kuremadu take his daughter to the UK? It wasn't the same kidney issue. But no, we must come around to make it look as if Nigeria is not good. And they make it sound, you say things like politicians are not doing well, as though it's any different. The job of a person who has that much clout amongst his people is to find a way to drive that kind of culture that reduces this, or at least, even if cannot eradicate it, find a way to even reduce this occurrence of fake products in your place. You serve a lot of people. People are sick. I'll see if I can find you. I want to play you a video of what happened, even in, I think it was in Enugu, of a gentleman who had this. Take a listen to this.
My name is Okulo. I continue to talk about people with kidney concerns, but people are not understanding it. And that is why I'm going to lead protests in 5 eastern states. Just last night, I told people around Enugu with kidney issues to look at them, all of them. And if you don't have, probably they are going to die. This lady needs dialysis. Look at, she's not breathing well. We lost 4 people last week. 4. Where is she from? In Sugwe, in Anambra.
I'll show you the video.
I'm over Enugu State,
See the legs. They're talking about different places where they came from.
Please, I beg all of us in the name of God. I'm going to post a account number of all of them in the comment section. Please, look at the number of lives we are going to live if we don't do anything. Please, I beg you.
I don't want to. It's actually quite sad.
Suppose they are bringing another person. Please, I beg you in the name of God. Please.
It's sad, Sha, because you see young people, not even young people. What would they use their kidneys to do at that age? Want to move fake drugs? You are treating malaria, drinking something totally different. People are selling nonsense. People are ingesting rubbish because of people want to make money. You now be leaving the real issue. In other words, you're not going to talk about the cause. You're looking at irrelevant issues. Even if they are relevant, they are essentially medicating the symptoms. Why not go for the root cause? And these are people that they want to say they want to become president. He will never speak against anything wrong in his region. Never. They want to become president of Nigeria. President to call. President. Meanwhile, the person in the comment section, Ogogo is not dead though. I saw you a number of times, but Ogogo is not dead. He's ill, stage 4 cancer, but he's not dead. I still have a report from Punch newspaper here, where the doctor debunked the death rumor. Social media is a very interesting place. People just put all kinds of things on social media. He's sick. He needs a lot of support, and people are saying all kinds of things about how they're going to. Some people say they can help him. I've seen people who are not even, some people are saying cancer is curable, they can fix him up. We'll see how that goes. I'm praying that he recovers, but he's not dead, But thank you for writing the book again. Let's just get the right report. Anyway, back to the point. The point I'm trying to make essentially, is that when you have this thing as a leader, you speak to the cause, and people are already doing something. The federal government gave 76% discount. 1 second, I have to change the audio source because this thing might go off. So, someone says stage 4 is dire. Well, it's dire, but it's not dead. I mean, you get the point. I'm not saying, of course, it's terrible, and it's, but you never know. As long as tell me about you, why rating bed, that's what they say, isn't it? Tell me about why rating bed. So we can talk about the fact that Ogogo is sick and those who want to support can support, but let's not say that he's dead. He's still alive. 1 second, please. Okay, I hope you can hear me now. Shank Bomi Bayinsin. Shoot. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I think at some point in this country, I mean, on this session, on this live sessions, we're going to have sessions dedicated to awareness about fake drugs and fake products. And that day, I'm going to read a lot. I'm going to quote copiously and even read Dora Kunili's work. That's fantastic on this matter, because I think it also tells you what people went through and how much ground we've lost because certain people, because of their ethnic biases and because of their fundamentally parochial way of looking at things and issues in Nigeria, they have caused Nigeria to lose a lot of ground. This is not in any way to excuse NAVDAC. It can be a lot better, all right? But even when they are working, people still try to make it look as though they are against an ethnicity, not against the criminals from that place. And now look at young people from the place, dialysis. Thank God for what Pastor Adebola and Redeemed Christian Church of God, what they are doing, to help with dialysis centers all across Nigeria. And thank God for what President Tinubu also did with the 76% reduction from 50,000 naira to 12,000 naira. That's what the dialysis session costs now in federal hospitals. But we need to actually go for the root issue. People should stop selling fake drugs, fake drinks. How can you sell fake malt? How can you sell fake cough syrup for children? It cannot be well with people like this. It cannot be well with them. Children, babies cannot tell you that biology shame me. A baby cannot tell you I'm feeling this way. And you sell fake drugs for babies. Fake baby formula. Then you'll be shouting, China went. You will not be the one saying insane crime, Nigeria is not good. And they're the ones that call Nigeria a zoo. You are the animal in the country. You are the animal. You sell fake. See, alcohol is bad. To sell fake alcohol is bad. But at least now adults they drink. Babies. You have kids having heart issues, kidney problems, because they've consumed rubbish. Then the one that want to do oble, the NSC is rubbish. I mean, the real NSC, they don't even say the NSC. I don't know whether the clubs are also working with them. Because how on earth are you stocking fake products in your club? I don't think people should be going to be wasting their time. But if that's what you want to do, that's okay. But the point is, the clubs also have a responsibility. People now go to club, want to have fun. You are drinking fake NSC, fake. I don't want to mention the brand. I apologize to NSC people. Fake. In fact, let me say it. They are selling fake products from you. So better go there and go and destroy your bottles. Then they'll be telling you Nigeria is a zoo. Nigeria is a zoo. Maybe hearing a king on billionaire wearing singlet. You are judged. And if you have a problem with this, you have a problem. If you have a problem with what I'm saying, you are the problem of Nigeria. You as an individual. Because it has nothing to do with ethnicity. It's just that it is concentrated in some ethnicities and they have history going back to almost 80 years. By the way, if I have a report from 1948, it tells you they were doing it before that year. Everyone will be acting like, see what they are doing all over the country. Nigeria needs to do something about this whole thing. I mean, NAFDAC is doing a lot, but I think the people themselves need to stop all this thing. And I know, we all know what the cause of this thing. It goes back to the history. It's a cultural issue. And let me, again, I like to say this thing. I'm not saying any culture is better than any culture. I'm not saying that because it's important to put out this caveat before these clowns see your video and we say rubbish. Nobody is saying, if you notice, I'm not comparing any cultures. I'm not saying your culture is better than the other one. I'm just saying that if your culture, in one way or another, celebrates ill-gotten wealth, you're going to have more of this happening. And it's not just about the people building stupid mansions in some bushes. It's a bit about people dying because of the money, because of the drugs they've taken, which has made the other clowns build the mansions in your village. It's crazy. And if you don't want to stop, don't stop. Just market it amongst your people. They'll be shouting that Nigeria is a big market. Market for what? For fake products? People are dying. This is not today's topic. Interestingly, I have other things to talk about. It's just watching this video it's interesting. The video is even in Enugu. It's not like it's my hometown. Can you imagine? It's not like my hometown. But these are human beings. Can you have 20-year-olds, 20-something-year-olds having swollen legs because of kidney problem? Why? Because somebody wants to build a house. The house that you not live in when you die. The house that they don't even bury you inside the house when you die. They just go and look for one place and dig hopefully 6 feet and they put you there, cover it. On top of that, you don't have other people dying because you want to build a house, you want to drive latest car, you want to get a chieftaincy title. The other one they caught, the one we played earlier, 1.2 billion naira on a consignment. They asked the guy, he said he has nothing to say. You will not have anything to say. Tell everybody to be criticizing Nigeria now. That's everybody. Nigeria is a zoo. It's not a zoo, by the way. That's what stupid people say. Then you close down shops. They will be the politicians from that place who will be the ones to be fighting on for their people. What is wrong with them? Anyway, may God help these people. And the gentleman who is taking this, the news out. For me, it's not about one region being better than the other. It's just that people's lives have to be cared for. Sorry, we got into all this because we listened to a video from Peter B where he was talking about how there are no dialysis centers in Nigeria. It won't even acknowledge the ones we have. As far as it's concerned, the cup is always half empty. You have to be a retard to think that this person is inspiring. Because maybe, they say it's near, and I'm not saying that, you get the point. Like, a one-eyed man is the king of the blind. That's maybe what's happening. Because you have to be, your brain must be under your slippers for you to think this person is inspiring. Anything he says is about how things are terrible. I've not heard a speech. If you find one, please show me, because I need to begin to see the other side of this man. I've not seen one speech that Peter Obi has ever done where he spends time to talk about what is working for the country. Never. It's always what is not working, what cannot work, what only he can fix, but he has never fixed before, even when he had the opportunity. Sorry, I saw the young people here. I'm just angry. We should not be having kidney problem, liver problem, swollen food, swollen body, see this one bloated tummy. Why? Because they consumed one drug. You say the drug is for headache. Meanwhile, the drug is a cancer drug. They're using expired cancer drugs. They repurpose it, repack. I've seen fake cancer products online. How can you sell fake cancer drugs? If it's not like you're going to Kuku Ojiji, I can't say that in English because English cannot capture it. Somebody has cancer, they are dying. Maybe they're even stage 2. They raise money to buy expensive drugs. You now sell fake to them. And you will not Kuku Ojiji. You will Kuku Ojiji. If you don't, Peter would never talk like that. He would never address it. I'll be speaking, let us carry people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to that. Anyway, let us move away from that and listen to this lady in the southeast who is going to become the next governor of Abia State, because I want to see if I can also help her to announce her candidature. But before I leave this whole matter of the drugs, please, I'm begging you, if you know anybody, number one, if you are buying drugs, please see many of these drugs now. Let's even educate ourselves. They have this scratch card behind them, and it's something that we all do. There was one day I just said, let me even see what's behind this thing, because we don't usually scratch it. Me, I don't usually scratch it. So when they just scratched, and then I called it, and of course it works. So that means it works. Please use that scratch skinny before you start using the products when you go to the market. Okay? Many of them, you have this, once you scratch the material off, the film, you find a set of numbers there. I think you're supposed to send the numbers to a particular short code. They'll write it there just to confirm the authenticity of the product you've bought. Please, take care of yourself. This world is well. Someone said they sell scratch card in trade fair. Just true. But they cannot set the phone number you're going to send it to now. I bet you didn't do phone number. At this point, your faith is important. If I take in anything, it shall not harm me. Better begin to confess. Anyway, but the point is, on a serious note, even if they sell fake, even if they sell fake scratch card, they can't sell fake number, because you're supposed to send the figures to a particular number, and then you get a message that confirms authenticity. Unless you are telling me that there's a number. Someone says the scratch card are being counterfeited. No, I agree. So I'm just asking. So even this one is news to me, so it's okay. I'm learning here too. So the next question I want to ask you in the comment section, please. Are you saying that the number that you send, that short code, when you send that this number that you find out the scratch card, when you send that number to the short code, are they also counterfeiting that one, or is it still the right number? Because let's use the opportunity to educate ourselves. Does that work? At least it's cloned and rerouted. at this point. I can't give up, Sha. I was going to say I give up. I can't give up. The number that one too doesn't work. Now that needs to get busy. Oh. What kind of rubbish is that? And at this point, all this anybody can make barcode these days. Hey, I've heard that one. What I'm talking about is number. How do I explain it now? I don't. Oh, you want it all? Who can help me, Yoruba? So when you scratch the surface, right, you have a set of digits there, right? You punch that into your phone and send it to a particular number that now sends you a message if the product is authentic or fake. Thank you, Black Sheep. They can't. I don't think they can clone that 800 number. So here's the point. Let me tell you based on what I know. If I get any other information later, I'll let you know. Let me tell you what I know. Even if they create fake scratch cards, my point is use that scratch card. You get what I'm saying? If when you use it and then you send the numbers right to that 800 help desk or that help desk number, Sha. You know what? Let me read to you. Let's use the opportunity to educate ourselves so that we're not just commenting on stuff. And in case if you're not in Nigeria, you can educate the people you can educate others in Nigeria. I speak very fast, so pardon me. In case you're not in Nigeria, you can also educate those of us in the country, particularly people who are buying drugs, and also buy from. So there are certain pharmacies that they only stock original stuff. It can be expensive, shall. Some say they clone it by buying codes from original manufacturers. No, that's not what I'm saying. 1 second, please. 1 second. Just a second, please. I want to read it out so that I think I'm saying too much words, but I don't think I'm hitting the nail on the head. Okay. The word I'm looking for is PIN. Can you imagine? PIN. Let me just read to you. So it says there's something called MAS, Mobile Authentication Service. Okay? This is how to verify the authenticity of medication in Nigeria. So let's educate ourselves, all right? This is how to verify the authenticity of medication in Nigeria. If you have anything contrary to this, please, I'm going to need you to maybe supply that information, but with sources, not just like I said so. That also help us to understand things a bit. So you have to also give instances and maybe articles you've read or things of that nature. So it helps us. Let me just read this. This is from NAFDAC, by the way. I'm reading this. What I'm about to read right now is from NAFDAC. Let me go back. NAFDAC.gov.ng, because they are the people. So let's go back to them. In 2010, NAFDAC deployed the Mobile Authentication Service (MAS) scheme as one of the counterfeiting strategies to detect substandard and falsified medical products. The scheme uses scratch codes and short messaging service (SMS) to empower consumers to verify the authenticity of medicines at the point of purchase, putting the power of detecting counterfeit in the hands of consumers. The consumer scratches a panel on the product which reveals a unique one-time use PIN. The PIN is sent toll-free to a short code using any of the GSM operators, and the consumer receives a response in form of a text message (SMS) stating that the product is either genuine or suspected fake. Following the success of the pilot study, NAFDAC deployed the MAS scheme in January 2012 across anti-malarial and antibiotic medicines imported or manufactured in Nigeria. Currently, the following 5 MAS providers, maybe I should put this on the Telegram channel so you can read it yourself, but let me just finish. The 5 MAS providers offer MAS technology to holders of certificate of registration. So they are MAS providers. Sorry, it's not that simple. That's why I said we have to also be careful not to share what we think. Let's share what we know to be true based on verifiable, evidence. It's not like you can't just create a number. Apparently, you have to be a holder of certificate of registration (HCR) to be an MAS provider, and we only have 5 in Nigeria. There's Pharma Secure. They have a short code. I'll tell you the short. Let me just tell you now. So there are 5 short codes you can use. There's Pharma Secure. The short code is 38351. There's Proxil 38353. There's Savante 38120. UBQ T Kessler 2966 and M Pedigree 1393. I'm going to put this on the Telegram channel, please. Whatever, you just might need it, or somebody you know, so you can get more information. It's 1 second. Redomi Global, please. REDOMI Global on Telegram. I'm going to put it in the general section. So please, nafdac.gov.ng. So you see what they're doing. Pharmacovigilance. That's what this particular thing is called. So please take advantage of the information. Let's not consume bad products. The beautiful thing is that you can use this stuff before you even come out to where they buy what they buy. You don't even have to get to the house. Let's scratch that surface, get the codes, punch the numbers in, send to the short code, get the response in real time before you begin to consume stuff. And also go to the right places to buy things. All this one that is somebody going on the road, I want to buy something's doing my head, give me paracetamol. They'll be selling you choco. Choco is a how do you say that in English? People could sell you drugs or medication meant for stomach upset. Meanwhile, what you have is headache. Okay, so please stay safe out there. I'll bring people up later. I just want to finish this stuff. It's right now I'm feeling very bad. I'm trying to get, so this is the thing about watching some of this emotional stuff. It gets you in a particular mental space. Davido awards are still affecting me. Those people in Enugu, it's terrible, but we have to do better. And let's go to the people who are making the nonsense. They should stop making it. And also, we need to also have, we're going to stay on this thing for just a few more minutes. We need to have regulatory agency that are not necessarily under the control of the federal government. There's no reason NAFDAC should be the one in charge of fake products in Lagos, or at least NAFDAC alone, in Oyo State, in Ogun State. At least you can have something like Amotekun of our own. Ideally, it should be states having a food and drug regulatory agency in each state or as a region, so we can protect ourselves. Because all this, you do it now, be shouting, it's because somebody's from one ethnicity. If you do nonsense in my place, we'll deal with you. Thank God for state police. Because what kind of rubbish is this now? Everything is so centralized in this country, isn't it? We've got to find a way where, we decentralize these things. Agencies don't have to be federal. I mean, you can have federal agencies because they also help, but the state should also have such bodies. This is a serious matter. By the way, it's almost as, if not worse, than banditry. What's the difference? Killing people. Someone wrote laughed. Yes, that should be laughed at. LADEA. Yes. We should have in Lagos, in Oyo State, in Osun State, in Ogun State, in Ondo Ekiti. If nobody wants to do it, we should do it, or at least have a regional block or a regional body that does that. Why does everything have to be NAFDAC? NAFDAC is trying, but I'm not sure they can do it alone. But stay safe out there, please. Stay safe. People just want to make money. They don't mind killing people. They don't mind using drugs and not be spraying. That's how people spray. God will judge you. 1.2 billion naira of fake products. We bought all your land. We bought all your houses. If you think I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. I didn't mention anybody, but if you think I'm talking to you, I am talking to you. You bought all your houses. You bought your father's grave. They bought other people's father's grave by creating more graves where they come from and all over the country. Prince Seven, that's the one they even caught to. That's even the shipment they caught. How many shipments does he probably have? Not like Lagos, they could just do, oh boy, we've got to decentralize this thing in this country. I'm sorry I'm talking like this. I'm upset. So I think I'm losing my cool. So let's try and get back to the topic. All right. Stay safe, please. Stay safe. Talk to your family members in Nigeria, please. Use what we have. And if there are other ways to fix it, when it's time for people to come up, please feel free to come up and tell us. We've got to take care of ourselves. Okay. A couple more things before we bring people up. We're sitting in the Southeast, by the way, and a lady who, you know how she got popular. I don't have to tell you that. You know, once I tell you her name, you'll be able to figure it out. Apparently, she wants to become the governor of the bar is too low in this country. Oh. She wants to become the governor of Abia State. She had done a video where she said, no, just listen to it, I beg. Take a listen, please. Go, Shele. 1 second. 1 second, please. Okay, we should be able to work with it now. So take a listen to this, please. Hope it plays. So there's a problem. I don't know what it is. There's an issue because I'm just gonna play from another device, okay? Because of time.
Why so sure? Divine mandate. Call to come and save my people is a divine mandate. I will be the next governor of Abia State. Nothing is going to stop me. Why are you so sure that I am so sure, and I know it because I'm better than all of them. Your people are suffering. Abia State, they have lights now, they have road now. So, in Abia for 3 good months, okay? No lights. I sleep in my family house. I don't have light. I can tell you that this present government has done nothing. And I will tell you because I know. I can tell you for a fact that when God will come and save my people is a divine mandate. I will be the next governor of Abia State. Nothing is going to stop me. Why are you so sure? I am so sure, and I know it because I'm better than all of them. Your people are suffering. Abia State, they have lights now, they have road now. So how are they suffering? I have been in Abia for 3 good months. Okay? No lights. I sleep in my family house. I don't have light. I can tell you that this present government has done nothing. I will tell you because I know. I can tell you for a fact that all line in Area was built by Ibos with the lift. I'm saying this on a national TV. I dare the governor to challenge me. He didn't build Area. When the place built in Area is a line, and it was built by Ibos, John Oki was the commissioner then. I was part of the government. Oh, I mean, you see that, they done roads, before people were swimming to get to Area market and all these things. Those parts, I'm sure they are real. They sold this thing to the public. So there is no life in power like that. So it's more like a social media. Exactly. Wow.
I mean, anybody can aspire to be governor of any state in Nigeria as long as you
Bluetooth disconnected.
Sorry, guys, I have to restart some of the devices because something is off. Anyway, anybody can aspire to be the governor of any state in Nigeria. You just have to meet the basic requirements, and I don't think it's much because if not, get some things where they happen. 1 second, please. All right, you get some things where they happen where they make you just wonder like how. I mean, I have a problem with the fact that they are talking about what OT did and what OT did not do. You know, it's neither here nor there for me. But this person also said that. I wish I could find you the video where she mentioned what.
Bluetooth connected.
Sorry, guys. I apologize for the Bluetooth connected. It's not my fault there. By the way, we're working on our studio. I should also mention it. We've been working on that for a bit, and we're trying to get it sorted in the next few weeks before the summit. So the summit is supposed to be 3rd Saturday of September, but we want to try and set up the studio before then, because there are some things we're putting in place. Also accounts for some of the reasons I wasn't here yesterday. In fact, that was the reason I wasn't here yesterday, trying to put some things together. I'll talk to you about that later. Yeah, so I was saying that she also said that, you know, as soon as Shore becomes president, the first thing he's going to do, of course, is to free Nnamdi Kanu. So that's why I said that Uncle Miria, what do they call that thing? That thing I think is it's all over the place. May God just give us wisdom. I'll find you that stuff. Give me a second, please. But I love the fact that, you know, everybody gets to, you can aspire, which is beautiful. Oh, found it. Let me see if the stuff is good enough. Okay, let me just play from here. Take a listen to this.
What Nnamdi Kanu is doing 100% because he's like a messiah, he's like a prophet that we didn't see coming. Everything he has prophesied has come to pass. Everything he said is what is happening today. And let me tell you something, if I am the governor today, the first thing I will seek for is Nnamdi Kanu's pardon. And I know that if my president, Omoyele Sowore, who has shown his public support for Nnamdi Kanu, becomes the president, he will release the Nnamdi Kanu that same day. Because we do not, my party, AAC, do not support what is being done to Nnamdi Kanu. We are fully behind Nnamdi Kanu. I support him. Not only he is leader of IPU.
So can you hear what she's saying?
And I support him 100%. And I am telling the president, well, their president now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to immediate effect, revisit Nnamdi Kanu's imprisonment and get him released.
The president should revisit what. Sorry, Shine Gong got on social. There's something wrong. And I don't know, did you hear what she said? I just want to be sure because I have some issues with this player. You heard? Oh, okay. For you could hear, but not again. Oh, okay. So she said that. I don't want to say what she said. Take a listen again.
Isaiah is like a prophet that we didn't see coming. Everything he has prophesied has come to pass. Everything he said is what is happening today. And let me tell you something, if I am the governor today, the first thing I will seek for is Nnamdi Kanu's pardon. And I know that if my president, Omoyele Sowore, who has shown his public support for Nnamdi Kanu, becomes the president, he will release the Nnamdi Kanu that same day. Because we do not, my party, AAC, do not support what is being done to Nnamdi Kanu. We are fully behind Nnamdi Kanu. I support him. Not only he is leader of IPOB, he is my brother. And I support him 100%. And I am telling the president, well, dear president, now, allow me to, with immediate effect, revisit Nnamdi Kano's imprisonment and get him released. I'm talking to you, dear president, Tinubu, I am telling you with immediate effect to revisit Nnamdi Kano's imprisonment and have him released immediately. Because by the time Omoyele Sowore becomes the president, Nnamdi Kanu will release the next minute.
People should just stop consuming fake drugs. I think it has different effects on different people. Yeah, because a person wants to become the governor of a state in Nigeria and is boldly supporting somebody that wants Nigeria to break up and is issuing a notice, an instruction to the president of the same country that they call Zoo for the release of the person who spearheaded the renaming of Nigeria Zoo. I don't think these people think. And by the way, before I used to do tell I would say IPOP is run from Ibos. I mean, I do that to the chagrin of some people when I say IPOP is not Igbo. IPOP is an organization. Igbo is an ethnicity. Every time these people speak, I think somehow they just make me feel like I didn't know what I was saying. Maybe I didn't. Because apparently, this is what everybody in the Southeast, just about everyone I've heard speak. Not all, clearly, but the ones who are not supporting are in the minority. Majority support IPOP and their shenanigans. Anyway, that's the AAC gubernatorial candidate, Doris Ogala. Just tells you that the bar is very, very low in this country, but it's good to have opportunity for all. Lastly, before we go, I think we're going to do this tomorrow. Let's do this tomorrow. Brymo stuff. I want to spend enough time on it. So for now, I'm just going to bring some people up. We'll talk about Brymo stuff tomorrow. I think it should make a very good topic on its own. And also, maybe we connect it with the video we listened to earlier from Chief Ulasi. Then we'll have that conversation together. All right? Let me bring some people up. Please keep it short. I want to leave here in the next few minutes. So please keep it short. But I'd like to hear your voice because I've not heard people on this live stream for a bit. We've not been online. You've been waiting for Brymo. Let's do it tomorrow because of time. Because it's almost 8 o'clock. We had some issues with our devices earlier. But we're going to have a great time tomorrow. Akbar Allah. I mean, Shonabanko Allah and Dawasil Akbar Allah. So let's bring some people up very quickly. Okay, we have Madam Mimi. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Yes, mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń dùn mí gangan ni ọ̀rọ̀ fake drug. Not just because I'm a pharmacist, but because my husband, while we were in Nigeria, was a victim of fake asthma medication and he could have died. Same way Mrs. Akunyili's sister took fake insulin. But in my own case, thank God, nothing fatal happened. And those are some of the reasons why some of us relocated. Some people talk of Nigeria, oh bad, oh shekini. You may never be a victim of Boko Haram. You may never be a victim of all the ills of Nigeria, including poverty and anything. But I can guarantee everybody that in your lifetime in Nigeria, Kosike Omara fake, just pray that it is fake Tylenol. That is not something very serious to your health. Now to the real issue. When you have a whole ethnicity, including whole villages, to one business fake drug, it is very difficult to root out. And I'll say what I know. As far back as 1989-90, because I finished from UI in the 80s, ni wọ́n sọ fún mi, Igbo man kan sọ fún mi, ó ní store ní Igbo ṣeré ń gbà yẹn, ó ní pé àwọn mọ̀ ju ẹni tó lọ ka pharmacy lọ. Ipe apprentice òun is better than a pharmacist. So when you have people that have that kind of mindset, there is no way that you can root it out except you have a regional system like America does. People just think it's only FDA to regulate Ogun America. It's not. I opened my own business in this country and I had to get clarified and licensed by about 5 organizations, including the state I was in. So it's not just FDA, the state governments control a lot of regulation in America on medications. A situation where you cannot walk into a drugstore and buy anything you like. When I came to Nigeria last October, I had to pack even yogurt. I froze everything. How is Afghanistan better? And then they don't see their role in Nigeria's, in the negatives of Nigeria. They keep pointing one finger. 4 fingers are pointing at Igbo people. That is my reason for coming on social media. I have a page on Twitter, Alliance Against Fake Drugs in Nigeria. We're going to root them out, at least out of Yoruba land, followed by Hausa land, followed by Idoma land. They're going to stop that business because it is the source of Bobo Territorial Fund real estate deals, Leko, all the money funding all the illicit skinny Eko and all over Nigeria. It's easy money. Think about it. Anybody that has a chemistry background, if you put 0 ingredients or 1% ingredients in something, you cannot compete against 100%. And to pharmacopoeia standard will be compete. So you are making 100% margin just by even putting it out there. So that's why they have stupid money because they are killing people. So we've got to restore shame in Nigeria. There has to be shame. It's not going to be based on money. There has to be restoration of shame based on how you got money. When I was growing up, my parents would say, Olowo jibiti leni. There was shame, and to a large extent in many parts of Yoruba communities, there is still shame based on how you got your money. If they had their way, they would not allow it to be in their region. But because Anton Sheka kole separate, that's why. So if we don't set up agencies by state, it is not something that is not done. Here, the state of, let's say, Maryland or Illinois, they're already regulating those things. So if you go and sell fake drugs somewhere in this country, at the state or at the D, at FDA, Loma better. So we've got to separate. NAFDAC is overwhelmed. NAFDAC is overwhelmed, no matter who is in charge of NAFDAC. The whole of Olu in Imo State, everybody from Olu has a millionaire from drug business. Ni Olu ni as at 1989-90, Olu gbogbo èèyàn tó wà ní Olu ló ń ṣe ìwà boy pharmacy abikini. Everyone from that village, every family, ló ní millionaire drug trade. How are you going to dislodge people that make easy money? It's very impossible. So we've got to regionalize and convert it to a state push so that we can help NAFDAC, just like they do in America. FDA regulates approvals, manufacturers, licensing by multinationals and big drug corporations. But the states actually regulate what is sold in every state. Because in this country, you hear Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Commonwealth of this and that. They are almost like countries on their own. So that's my own. Please, if you are buying drugs, go to a pharmacist that owns a pharmacy. Not just pay pharmacist one be. And make sure pé ẹni tó ní, ẹni tó kà ni, so that ibi tó ti lọ ń rà, because all those barcode things can be circumvented. I've been in manufacturing and I work with FDA right now. Anything can be circumvented with technology. Make sure that in your town, you restore it to what it used to be. In every town in Yoruba land back then, one more doctor, one more pharmacists, they were part of the community, and that's what we do here. If you're not going to Walgreens or CVS, you know the owners of the independent pharmacies in your town. You have to know, because ultimately, restoration of shame, isolation of illicit money, Loma restore confidence Nigerians in their health system. And a situation where a politician is telling me a new Nigeria is possible without eliminating the issue of fake drugs. Fake drugs kill 28,000 per year, lórí anti-malaria nìkan. Just on anti-malaria, according to WHO estimates. So if you now expand it to other therapeutic groups, you can imagine how many Nigerians are dying. terrorists ò pa tó yẹn. So we have to make sure we start going to individual professionals. And I told one Igbo guy on Twitter, when I left Nigeria, not because of any other thing, but your fake drug. So what part did you do you take in people living in Nigeria? It's not so much as people in Lonkuro, Ntoripe, Nkombai. Part of it is fake drug. When you cannot take asthma medication without dying, why would you stay? So they need to root this out. And in Jesus' name, mo sọ fún kan ó ń ṣépè fún rẹ̀ lórí Twitter. Mo ní orúkọ Jésù Peter Obi ò ní wọlé. I'm vested in that man never becoming a president, and Igbo ò ní the president until they restore shame in their community and they stop worshiping money. Ẹ ṣé.
Thank you very much, Madam Mimi. I know you're passionate about this because, of course, you're a pharmacist, and you've talked about this a number of times, and we're still going to have a full session on it where, like I said, we're going to use the book by Professor Akwinili, who I consider to be one of the greatest Nigerians, to ever live, and one of the, in my opinion, one of the best specimen of. We'll have our session, but I think it's important for us to also use the opportunity as Yoruba people, as Nigerians generally, to educate ourselves on how to protect ourselves. The government has its own, duty. We've got to see all this thing of this decentralization we're talking about. You have to understand that what happened in '66 became something totally. How do I put it now? Like everything had to be centralized because of the system of government that was introduced by Rossi. So NAFDAC. And NAFDAC does its work, and there's nothing wrong with NAFDAC doing its work, right? But you should also have something in your state. I think Lagos State is working on something like that anyway. Same thing with road safety. Lagos State, for instance, we're launching road safety in Lagos State now. So it's not going to be that everything has to be from the center. Like we've got to be able to actually domesticate some of the laws in our regions, in our states, in order to have effectiveness. Not all this paying lip service. And even, I don't think NAFDAC is paying lip service, just to be clear. But I think they'll be overwhelmed. There's no way they'll not be overwhelmed. Then you have all this tribal thing coming into it. You can't have a conversation without people saying you're a bigot for going after somebody. And what's going after somebody who is literally killing other people using drugs, who are using the drugs that they're producing? And what you said about whole villages, it's true. There are videos. I don't want to make it today's topic. There are videos of people that don't say about folks that just about everybody from that place, from that part of town, and to drug. And drug, look, there's drug pushing, and there's manufacturing of fake drugs. And, they just do both. It's ridiculous. And if you have, and somebody, let me just read some of the comments here on YouTube and Facebook before we go. Thank you very much for being here, by the way. I think I need to quickly read your stuff here. Thank you, King, for the gift. I really appreciate it. It says everything Obi says is Igbo propaganda. That's King 55453. Why do you like using this banana monkey? It's funny. It says fake Igbo palm oil. That's true. That's true. God. As I just read what King wrote on YouTube now, I just remembered a video I saw last week. People moved to Nigeria. They're not even Nigeria. These people want to spoil this country. I mean, the country has its challenges, but why would you want to make it even worse? They consume palm oil. Did you know that coloring or cosino epo yẹn kì í ṣe epo gidi? Kì í ṣe epo pupa. What if you coloring see? Those who are just consuming nonsense. How can you sell fake palm oil now? Are you cursed? But it's true. I don't know what you can do to that one. Though. Maybe just have your supplier. At this point, that doesn't happen so much in this part of the country though, because equal is abundant. is this scarcity mindset and criminal Guinea? Let me read something here. Samuel Iyuke on Facebook says it is obvious that P2B has zero knowledge about government, despite being a two-time governor of a state. He claimed to have lived abroad. Let him tell us how many of those specialist hospitals are owned by governments. This is the same person that claimed to have paid £1 million cash to buy a property in the UK in the 90s. How many kidney centers would that money build at today's exchange rate? He's a hypocrite. Well, he will not tell you what he has done. No, all he's telling you is what he will do if he becomes president, not what he has done or what Nigeria. See, sometimes there's something you cannot do, maybe because of the cost. But you say you're a billionaire. But anyway, the point here is that even if you cannot get involved, at least you can acknowledge those who are doing it. I don't understand negative messaging. A lot of people do it. I see it. I mean, it's not peculiar to only people. A lot of people do it. I don't understand how people do that. You want to make a point, we have to be negative. Nothing is working in this country. So that you can do what now? So that we can make it work. That is not inspiring. Oh. Nothing works in this land. Everything is terrible. When you are done, how do you feel after saying those things? Do you feel better? Do you feel like you're now better than everybody? People say it. People do it a lot. I don't know. Nothing works in that place. Nothing. Like, I look at their life. Nothing works in their lives. Anyway, let's read a few more things. This is Michael Olumola on YouTube. He says, I think it's high time we restricted sale and importation of pharmaceutical products in the Southwest to pharmacists alone. Like what Madam Mimi said in the comment section on TikTok, please just go to pharmacies that you are confident of. That's the best way. While we wait for the government to do the needful, let's take care of ourselves. Mimi Libokun. Mimi Libokun on YouTube says, you are right. Let's not forget Dora Quinley was almost killed on 2 occasions in the East, simply because she was against the sale of fake medication. Yes, she was almost killed. And I remember when she had this headgear, gilly. The bullet went through the headgear. She was shot at. She was sitting at the back. The bullet went through the headgear. There's another occasion when a child was asked if Dora Quinley was, I think it was a boy, if it was his mother, and he said no. And she was reporting later that if he had said yes, they could have kidnapped him. At least family matter, and they'll find a way to sort it. But what could have happened to that boy? Thank God for Dora Quinley, by the way. Thank God for Dora Quinley. I think she's somebody that's very, very inspiring. And I'm holding myself back from going inside to pick her book. We'll do it some other day. Adeomi Esquire says, not just drugs alone, fake vehicular parts are produced like a speed of light. Really? I don't know the issue. That's your father. That's your father. You're selling fake brake pads, fake tires. They're writing in the comment section. How can you say these fake things? And you want to make, even if you have money, it can't be well with you. Bible says in 1 John 3 that I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health, as even as your soul prospers. You can have money and your soul will not prosper. That means it's not well with you. So you have money, you have things, you can buy things, you can build houses, but your soul, there's a vacuum there because of how you got the money. Continue be insulting your father in the comment section, Pascal Chuku. Let's leave it. Let's go to the sensible person. Mr. Abe says, are there legal consequences for those who tamper with food and drugs? Yes. The government ought to charge them with murder. Categorizing them as such would force anyone to think twice before engaging in this line of work. Well, they'll think twice, they'll still do it. But there should be repercussions, and I agree with you 100%. I agree with you. We're going to do more of this. We're going to have these sessions to enlighten ourselves, to also have people like Madam Mimi and others to come and tell us the practical way we can protect ourselves. Only imagine I mean, we've done it now. Maybe next week, maybe later in the month, or next month, from time to time, but not so much about what. So there. So Pascal says, I heard Dora Quinley was a Yoruba woman. This person, I think these people are stupid. So in your head, I cannot acknowledge any good person from any other ethnicity if they're not Yoruba. You are stupid, though, Pascal. You are stupid, though. This is why people tell you that you are just primitive, because how on earth would the fact that your father Pascal is making fake product and killing your other relatives and giving people kidney problem, how does that change the fact that Dora Quinley was a good woman? These people are stupid. And what did you see Yoruba people do when they when they caught someone like that? I've not even clarified, but let's even assume. I've not verified, but let's even assume you're right. What do you hear Yoruba people say about that kind of thing? Do they protect him? Listen, there's no ethnicity that doesn't have crime or criminals. There's none. So again, this Igbo boy, you guys are stupid. It's not to say that one group is a saint, the other one is not a saint. It's like you have a culture of criminality. That's the point. You have criminals and they are celebrated. Listen, Nigeria generally, again, there's nobody holy past. That's not the point. Why is people so stupid? Your people are dying from fake drugs. You're telling me a Yoruba man also sold fertility medicine. How does that change the fact that your fathers have been killing your brothers and your sisters with fake drugs? What kind of stupidity is this? You have to compare. You have to look for somebody else doing it so I can feel better. The point is, you will find criminals in every ethnicity. I mean, it's human. You find criminals all over the place. You find it. But if your culture celebrates criminality, where you cannot even speak against that, if I see a Yoruba man who is selling fake drugs, would I say, oh, that's okay? I mean, it's Yoruba, therefore it's okay? Of course not. But you bunch of buffoons, like I see you writing in the comments and you are talking to your father. I won't even insult you. Anything I say is your father, Pascal, and the other Igbo clown. You have a culture of, you have been in the news since the 1940s and you're consistent with it. Is that not a culture? But if for instance, they say, oh, Hush Puppy was a Yahoo guy. It's only Hush Puppy. There's another Igbo guy that did it. Does that make sense? Hush Puppy defrauded people. Hush Puppy defrauded people. Talk about Hush Puppy, period. Not, oh, I don't want to make a in Anambra. He also did it. If you talk like that, you don't have sense, because the conversation is not about Chukwemeka, it's about Hush Puppy, period. When you people dumb like this, say you want your person, you're selling fake coke, fake jinx. So in your head, what makes it better is that at least somebody else also does it in your. Are you dumb? You are protecting criminals. Thank you, Shofire. You are protecting. You have a culture that celebrates criminality. The other day, it was one saying that your people can do anything they want to do. We can't even tell them to stop. Or say, but there's somebody else who's also doing it in your place. Are you dumb? Peter B himself also went and said, oh, but I parked in a place, and the other cars that were parked there. Why did they come after me? Let me put this boy in it. Let me send him to the naughty corner. I don't have time for retards, you know. We'll put you on timeout. Go and face the wall, and be hitting your head on the wall. Anyway, we had a great time today. If you are doing bad things, stop, regardless of ethnicity. And if you have any ethnic group, anyone, where it is difficult to even mention that something is wrong, that ethnicity is a problem to itself. There's no body that doesn't have people that do terrible things. Of course, it's human. It's a terrible human condition. But what's the reaction of the society when you see that? And even if Yoruba society is getting to celebrate it, we should speak up on it. But that's not today's topic. Killing people everywhere, we crying the ground like a baby. Oh, in Nigeria, there's fake drug. You are the one making it. People of God, thank you very much for being part of today's session. Tomorrow, it's an interesting conversation, and there's some other things. Let me just whet your appetite. A lawyer that was trying to do like their own Nigeria, they're going to politics, Southeast Noni, came out and said something about Aolo. I will respond to that thing tomorrow. I was going to type something last week on Twitter, but I didn't have the time. So we'll do a video on it tomorrow. We'll respond to it because some of these lies need to stop. Let me say it this way: the lies. I don't think the lies will ever stop. But I think Yoruba people need to know what happened. From the Southeast, propaganda is oxygen. To deprive them of that is to wish them evil in their minds. They feel you want to kill them. So they might want to still live another century on propaganda, but at least you should know what happened. So that nobody can gaslight you or manipulate you or blackmail you with nonsense. So tomorrow we're going to have that conversation, all right? Someone says there are more crimes in Southwest and Southeast. You guys are dumb. It's what your fathers do, is what you are doing. If they tell you that your clothes is dirty, find a way to fix your clothes. Especially when the dirty clothes is killing other people with your own. Anyway, where were we? We're going to close the session right now. If you are looking for statistics of kidney that people are doing something, by the way, they will also tell you how many evil people are killing people over the Southwest. Do you really want to go this route? I don't have time. Because you will cry. Oh. The other, I don't want to call your name because your name is useless. Just like you are useless. But yeah, let's have our anthem and go home. Sean Bakwa says Yoruba need to know and be intentional about telling our own story. Of course. Of course. I know there's no perfection yet. We keep working towards it. When it's time to talk about my story, I will talk. Let me even say this before we close. Nigerians do this thing where if they want to say something is wrong, they'll now find a way to say, let me also tell you what is going on here. So that they will seem to be balanced. I don't want to be seen to be balanced. Because when I'm talking about what Yoruba people did, one day there was a series that I did on Yoruba political mistakes and between Awo and Agatha. When I was having those conversations, I was not saying this one or this verse was like compared to I was focused on them. When I'm focused on your fathers, your Saba, you will cry. You will cry. That's your destiny. Let's go home, everybody. Thank you very much for being part of this session. Those who've been liking the live, about 221k likes on TikTok, which is splendid. Quite nice. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support. We're going to be here tomorrow at 4 p.m. for Ife time, West African time. So please join us tomorrow. Also, I want to thank everybody who gave gifts. T Dan, thank you so much for your gift, for your generosity. Mr. Babatunde Okoli, thank you for the money gone. Everybody who gave hearts and roses and coins, whatever you gave, thank you so much. Also, King on YouTube, thank you for your super chat gift. Thanks a lot. Like I said, we're working towards our studio. We can get sorted next. We want to see if we can get it done before that date. It may change the date of the summit, but we're still trying to get something sorted. If you want to be part of it, please let me know. I'll tell you how you can support. All right. Also, please check out Rhetoric Global. We'll put a link there that I think will help us. It's about NAFDAC, how to verify the authenticity of the drugs you're consuming. There are demons out there. Their children are in the comment section here just insulting. Can you imagine your fathers are producing fake drugs? Your uncles are crying about it. The children are here insulting those who are talking about the fact that we have to protect ourselves. You see a cycle of stupidity. is complete. Èròjà wèrè ti pé ládùúgbò àwọn ìgbèrè yìí. All right, thank you very much for being part of this session. Before we go, we're going to listen to our anthems, which is going to also pepper these clowns because they consider Nigeria to be a zoo, not knowing that they are actually the animal, just like their guy used to tell them in their coven, the one in Sokoto now. Let's have Nigerian national anthem. After this, we'll play the Yoruba anthem. By the way, if you're a Yoruba person and you feel uncomfortable with what I'm saying, just enjoy it. There's a particular point you get to, you have to respond to stupidity the way. And I can't even curse. That's another thing. I can't curse. Or let me say, I don't curse. I don't do it. But I can send people to their fathers, especially when it's Egbede. All right. Thank you very much for being part of today's session. We're going to have the anthems now, and then we'll have the Nigerian anthem and then the Yoruba anthem. Take a listen to this and sing along, please.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace all battle honored, and these we count as gain. To hand unto our children a banner without stain. Oh God of all creation, is our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Nigeria may iṣẹ́ wa wá fún ilẹ̀ ìbí wa. Kàgbéga fàyè bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́. Ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ni ẹ jẹ́ ká máa lépa. Tẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo
Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀, ìmọ́lẹ̀ wo ni wọ́kùn lágbára Ọlọ́run. Lẹ́yìn bó ní bàjẹ́ o, a máa gbèrú sí ni. Nàìjíríà náà ò ní dàrú. Ilé wa ọ̀nà wa ò ní dàrú, kò ní bàjẹ́ lágbára Ọlọ́run. Pọ̀npọ̀ tó bá dáwọ́lé, a máa yọrí sí rere ni. May God bless you. May God bless the work of your hands. May God bless your family. May God bless our country, Nigeria. and our nation, Yoruba land. Thank you so much for being part of today's session. I'll see you again on Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, right? So I'll see you on Wednesday. 4 p.m. Ife time, West African time. So have a lovely, lovely evening. Somebody saying you are better than me. I will call Ogun Amadi or Rumila to fire them. Cool, necessary. Yeah, feel going. But ẹ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan yẹ kí wọ́n máa rán yàn sí, ó yẹ kí wọ́n máa rán àwọn ará bíi ìsìlẹ̀ lẹ́kọ̀ọ̀kan. But we're not going to get in the gutters with them. But thank you so much for being here. Do have a lovely evening. I'll see you tomorrow, 4 p.m. Ife time, West African time. God bless you. Odaro.